the first tower. Here comes a replay video of a second plane that smashed into the second tower about midway shortly after 9 a.m. this morning Eastern Time. That tremendous fireball, you can imagine, triggered a fire inside the building that apparently weakened the structural elements to the point that the upper level of the building simply could not stand. It collapsed, and there again, this is a replay of the second plane smashing into the World Trade Center. It happened as we were on the air live shortly after 9 o'clock this morning Eastern Time. Now, both towers went up in flames.
Alarms that would equate to roughly 200 to 225 New York City firefighters who were in the building. This was after the crash, trying to rescue civilians who were in there. Now, earlier this morning on the Today Show, we spoke to the director of the World Trade Center. He said that at that hour of the morning, you could have upwards of 10,000 people in each of those towers. That would be 20,000 people.
Lower part of Manhattan off limits to civilians at least until Thursday. All New York City public and parochial schools are closed tomorrow. All businesses below 14th Street in New York City will be closed tomorrow. Both the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones will be closed tomorrow. Airports throughout the country will be closed at least through noon, although there are some conflicting accounts of that.
And then it was just about 18 minutes after that attack, another plane appears and also flies directly into the second of the Twin Towers. That aircraft, later identified as a Boeing 757 belonging to United Airlines. It had been hijacked while it was en route from Boston to Los Angeles. Now, the two planes had at least 148 people on board. Thousands of people were believed to be in the Twin Towers at the very moment of the attacks, as you see here.
That heart-wrenching message left on his answering machine by his wife, Melissa, who was attending a meeting on the 101st floor of One World Trade Center. Melissa Yu is visiting from San Francisco now, one of the nearly 5,000 people officially listed as missing.
We're outraged as a nation about it, as we should be, and I hope filled with an increased amount of determination to take a stand and take aggressive action about it. And I'll tell you, Geraldo, it's not just something out there. It's very personal. My daughter, who you know well, was 6 blocks away when the first plane hit, had a film crew out, actually took some film of the second plane hitting.
Gives us another perspective, yet another perspective of the tragedy as it was literally unfolding this day, showing that second plane from a different angle as it slammed into the
Just got in a couple of hours here. This is exclusive, a reverse angle of the second plane hitting the tower. Let's look.
That's just a frightening shot.
Officials saying it's the fire that caused the buildings to disintegrate relatively quickly. You can imagine both very large planes carrying a lot of fuel. Literally pumping that fuel right into those two towers.
These planes fully loaded with fuel.
Yep.
Every one of these planes was hijacked. All 4 of them was bound for a transcontinental flight, meaning they were fully loaded. Bombs, literally, petrol bombs that were plowed there into the world.